Good morning. This is going to be a 1-hour Pilates mat class. Little more fluid and flowing than I normally teach. All levels are absolutely welcome. It's going to be geared a little more to an intermediate level, and you guys, I give tons of modifications and variations. So just take care of yourself. Do as much as you can. Totally let the rest go. Modify if you need to. Make it more challenging if you need to. I'm not going to use any props because all we need is ourselves. So let's start on our back. Go ahead and lie flat on your back. Bend your knees, put your feet flat on the floor, and feet are about hip width apart. Hands on your ribs. And close your eyes, and let's just take a few deep Pilates breaths. Take a deep full breath in through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh it out. Deep full breath and fill your rib cage with breath. Open mouth, exhale, let go of tension. And deflate. One more time like that, in through your nose. Long, deep, full, smooth breath. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out, and deflate. 3 or 4 more breaths, you guys. So it's called rib cage breathing. You're actually trying to expand. It's called posterior lateral rib cage breathing. You're trying to expand your middle back, your thoracic spine with your inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to feel the face and shoulders relax and the middle engage. Again, sense your breath across your thoracic spine as you breathe in, the mid-back. Open mouth, exhale like you're going to fog up your sunglasses. And that is where our core work comes from, that deep exhale. One more breath. Inhale through your nose, fill your back body. Open mouth, exhale, deflate. Feel the ribs hug your spine. Feel the deep core muscles engage. And allow your arms to rest by your side. Inhale, prepare. And on an exhale, we're going to go right into a pelvic peel. So we're going to tuck the hips and roll our spine up off the mat, starting from the tailbone, all the way up onto the shoulder blades, and we pause. Big breath in through your nose. And exhale, roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back, and release. So we're trying to articulate the spine. Inhale, prepare, moving with breath. Exhale, tuck your pelvis, peel up, tailbone, lower back, middle back, all the way up onto 2 feet and shoulder blades. Inhale at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out as you roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back, and release. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, tuck and roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. You're trying to peel your spine. You have 27 little vertebrae, 1 at a time. Pause at the top. Inhale, fill your back body with breath. And exhale, use your breath to peel down, upper back, middle back, lower back, and release. Few more. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, the breath initiates the movement, so we're not clenching the tush or pressing with the legs. We're lifting from the middle. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back, and release. 2 more. Inhale, fill your mid-back with breath. Use your exhale to peel your spine and pull your knees out longer away from your head, tractioning your spine. So you're going to be your own little chiropractor if they're closed. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, traction your spine as you roll down. Pull your knees farther away from your head, lengthening your spine. And release. Last 2. Inhale, prepare. Initiate with that tucked pelvis and peel up. Pull your knees out over your toes. Feel the weight in the toes and the heels, you guys. So pull more weight into the toes. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lengthen your spine as you peel down. Putting more space between every vertebrae as you articulate. And final 1, inhale, prepare. Using your exhale to peel up. And this time we're going to stay in the bridge. So again, feel the weight bearing in the feet. Feel just as much pressure in the toes as the heels. And feel just as much pressure in the inner edge of the feet as the outer edge of the feet. Most of us make this shape a little too big. We turn it into a back bend. Can you soften the ribs down so your whole upper back, all of your shoulder girdle is on the mat, your neck feels free and relaxed. And then on your next exhale, your right leg will come to tabletop. So we call this marching in the shoulder bridge. Inhale, foot down. Exhale, left leg to tabletop. Keep the body stable, no movement in the torso. Inhale, foot down. Initiate the lift with the exhale. Again, inhale, foot down. Exhale to turn on the abs lift the leg. Inhale, foot down. And exhale to lift. Stabilize the pelvis so your spine does not move via the breath. The breath holds you almost like a corset or a back brace. One more each side. The exhale lifts the leg, always. Initiate with the exhale. Final one. And we're gonna add on, right leg comes to tabletop and pause. So if this is too much, if the add-on is too much, you just continue with what we just did, yes? If you can, you extend the leg to the ceiling for shoulder bridge. And on an exhale, you lower the straight leg down towards the floor. So I'm not changing my torso. Inhale, my leg comes up, flex the foot. Exhale, point and lower, keep the pelvis stable. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. And you guys, if it feels too much, continue. You bend the knee and do it with a bent knee. Right, so I want you to feel your core work, and I want you to feel that right thigh release as the leg lowers. Two more. Nothing moves but the leg from the hip socket. One more, modify if you need to. And bend the knee, put the foot flat, take a breath. Exhale, left leg to tabletop. And if you can, you extend the leg to the ceiling for full shoulder bridge. If you need to keep the bent knee, you keep it bent. On an exhale, lower the leg. Inhale to lift, flex the foot. Exhale to point and lower. So the exhale will stabilize my torso, my spine, from my head to my tail. Almost like a corset or a back brace. Three more. If you need to bend the knee, you will. You guys, if you're feeling your joints and not your core, modify, please. Two more. Reach out and down. And then final one. And bend your knee, put 2 feet on the mat. Take a deep full breath in. And exhale, roll your spine down. One vertebrae at a time. Allow the tailbone to release. And hug both knees into your chest. Round your spine. And take a deep full belly breath here. So Pilates breathing, this ribcage breathing is not natural. It's meant to work the core, which it will. But if it's new to you, take time and breaks from the breath so you feel like you can actually breathe. We're gonna take the arms straight out from the shoulder joint and take our legs to tabletop. So ideally my knees are right over my hip joint and I'm trying to support my legs, the weight of my legs in tabletop from my breath, from my core. And that's not normally what happens. What normally happens is our hips overwork and our lower back overworks. So we consciously choose to use the ribcage breathing to support the legs. So we're already working our core just to hold our legs in the starting position. And let's rotate our spine. On an inhale, roll the knees and the hips to one side. And use your exhale to come back to center. So again, the upper back stays grounded on the floor. Inhale, fill the back body as you rotate. Side out your mouth, close the ribs, engage the abdominals to come to center. Inhale, fill the back body as you rotate. Side out your mouth, exhale to center. Again, inhale, fill your back body as you rotate. Just go as far as you can, keeping the upper back grounded. Initiate the pull to center from the breath, from the abdominals. Take your time. So you guys don't have to be with me. I do keep the movement somewhat monotonous so you can kind of find your own rhythm and pace. One more each side. Feel again how the exhale out your mouth initiates the core and the core pulls the hips to center. So if you choose, we're gonna add on. So we're gonna try to straighten 2 legs to the ceiling. And if this is too much, you guys, if the back of your legs are not opened enough, it's gonna feel pretty compressive and miserable in the front of the thighs. So if your legs are way over here and you can't get them to 90 degrees, you may choose to bend the knees in order to get the feet up over the pelvis. And that should release your hips and give you more lower belly work. If you can straighten the legs all the way, you will. If it's too much, you just go back to bent knees. Same exercise, inhale to rotate. So you may not go as far because I still want that upper back to stay grounded. And exhale, come to center. It is my abs holding my legs, not my front thighs. Inhale to rotate. Open mouth, exhale to center. Again, inhale, fill the back body with breath. Initiate with the exhale. Close the ribs, engage the abdominals to come to center. Keep going. Sigh it out. Releasing tension in the face and shoulders. And one more each side. Whatever variation you're on is absolutely fabulous. Final one to the left. And we're going to pause in the center. Again, if you can straighten the legs, we're going to go into Corkscrew Prep. So on an inhale, your knees and hips roll to the right, and if you need to bend them, that's fine. On an exhale, drop the feet down around to the left side and bring your hips back to center. We're going to switch sides. Inhale, take your feet and hips to the left. Exhale, drop the legs down around to the right and back to center. So the pelvis is guiding the movement. Inhale to the right with the hips and feet. Exhale, circle to the left and back to center. Ground the upper back. Inhale, left. Exhale, circle to the right and back to center. One more each side. Bend the knees if you need to. Make it smaller if you need to. Exhale to circle, so it's lower abs, not hips, not lower back. Final one to the left. Breathing in and breathing out. And pause in center. Hug two knees into your chest, round your back. Take a deep full belly breath. And let it go. 2 feet on the floor, about hip width apart. Hands behind your head, and we're going to move into some chest lifts. So in Pilates chest lifts, we're maintaining what we call a neutral pelvis. So we want to keep a little natural curve under that lower back, meaning we're just not gripping as much from the butt and the thighs, right? We're trying to use the breath to lift. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, curl your head and chest up all the way up to the tip of the shoulder blades. Inhale, hold your legs with your hands. And exhale, pull yourself up a little deeper, stretching that middle back. So we want to lift all the way up to the middle back, right? So my eyes are gazing forward, not up to the ceiling, and that takes the pressure out of my shoulders and my neck. Notice if you're clenching your tushy and legs and try to release. So my tailbone's heavy and I have a little natural curve under my lower back. If you need to keep holding on, you keep holding on. No tension in the neck. If you can get the hands behind the head, you will. And we're going to hold the shape for 3 breaths. Breathing in. And breathing out. Feel how the exhale supports the lift. Not the glutes, not the thighs. Breathing into your back body. And breathing out to hold. One more breath. So we can't breathe naturally here, right? That's front body breathing. If we do that, we lose the ab work. Final inhale. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, prepare. Open mouth, exhale. You guys lift from the ribs closing, not the hands pulling the neck all the way up off your shoulder blades. Inhale, hold your legs with your hands. And exhale, pull yourself up a little deeper. So trying to open and stretch that mid-back, that thoracic spine. If you need to keep holding on, you keep holding on. Relax the tush, relax the legs, let the tailbone be heavy. And take your 2 hands behind your head. Inhale here. And exhale, we're going to come up a little deeper. Inhale, lower just to the mid-back. And exhale, come up a little bit deeper. 3, 4 more. Inhale, lower just to the middle back, you guys. Exhale, use the breath to come up a little deeper. Again, inhale just to the mid-back. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale just to the middle back. And exhale up a little deeper, little tiny crunches. Try not to pull the neck, try not to clench with the legs. Let it come, very internal work from the deep core muscles. Final one, lift up and hold. Grab your legs again with your hands and pull yourself up a little deeper. Check your pieces. So the work is using the breath to hold or initiate the core stability muscles, right? Releasing everything else that wants to work instead. Shoulders, hips, glutes. Arms hover by your side for rib cage arms. On an inhale, the arms reach up and back. Stay off your shoulder blades. And exhale, the arms come down. Inhale to lift. So I want you to feel more work in the core, or don't take the arms so far. Exhale, arms come down. 3 more. The arms lift just as much as you can today, feeling the work in the middle, not the neck, and exhale. Last 2. And final 1. Arms lift, hands behind your head, and roll down. Take a full breath here, and let it go. And you guys, if you're ever overworking the neck, feel free to hold your legs with your hands and keep holding your legs with your hands. Also feel free to just leave the head and chest on the floor for a moment and kind of recover. You can use the breath to work the core with the head down. You don't have to lift the head. Here we go. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, initiate from the closing ribs all the way up off the head and shoulder blades. Inhale, hold your legs with your hands. And exhale, pull yourself up a little deeper. Again, relax the thighs, relax the glutes, so you have a neutral pelvis. And on an exhale, we're going to turn the chest to one side. So I'm off both shoulder blades. I'm not landing on the shoulder blade, I'm turning towards. Inhale, come center. Exhale, other way. Mid-back turns, thoracic spine. Inhale, center. And exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. And exhale, rotate. My head responds to my chest, so my neck doesn't actually turn at all. My eyes probably gaze at my hands, my thigh. 1 more each side with your hands. And pause. Wherever you're at, pause. Stay off the shoulder blade you're turning towards, which might mean you turn less to the side and stay lifted a little more. If you need to keep holding your legs, you will. If you can get your hands behind your head, you will. Inhale, center. And exhale, rotate. Don't land on the shoulder blade. Inhale, center. Think of taking the nipple line to the knee. It's a big X across your belly. Inhale, center. Exhale, armpit or nipple line to knee. You guys keep going. Inhale, center. You got it. Exhale, twist. If you need to go back to holding on, you go back to holding on. Totally okay. 3 more. Ground your feet, drop your tailbone. 2 more. So once again, you guys, the neck turns with the chest. It's almost like you're a robot. 1 more each side. Use the hands if you need to. Final 1 each side. Awesome, you guys. Back to center. And lower. Down. Nice job. Take a deep, full breath. And let it go. Hug both knees into your chest. Let your tailbone roll up. On your next exhale, curl your head and chest up. We're just going to push the shins into the hands and rock on the spine. And if this doesn't feel good, don't do it. And you're going to come on all the way up. And we're going to come onto our belly for Swan. So lying flat on your belly. I'm sorry, let's do Cobra. Swan is yoga. It's very similar. Excuse me. Cobra is yoga. Let's do Swan, which means forearms down. So elbows are in tight, hands are in line with my elbows, and I rest my forehead. Push the top of the feet into the mat and keep the tailbone long. So we tend to let the lower belly relax here, and I kind of arch my lower back. Keep lifting your lower belly and pulling the pubic bone into the floor, which you will feel the ability to push the top of the feet into the floor when your pubic bone is anchored. And on an inhale, let's lift the head and chest, just about the middle back. And exhale, lower down. So the weight's in my elbows and I'm tractioning my spine. Inhale, pull forward and up. And exhale, roll down. Again, move from your head to your mid-back. Keep the lower back stable for now. Inhale, open the chest, lengthen your spine. And exhale, roll down. All 10 of my toes are pressing into the floor. Breathing in, get long. If it feels compressive, you're going too high. And breathing out. 3 more. My weight's in my elbows and I'm pulling my chest forward. I feel space in my spine or I've gone too far. And final 2. Linking your breath and movement together. And then final 1, lift your chest and pause. So commit to lifting the lower belly. So we're not arching the lower back. It almost feels like a pelvic tilt. My belly button pulls in and my pubic bone and feet are pressing vigorously into the mat. And if I can, I'm going to take my arms out to the side like airplane wings. The movement's going to be from my shoulder joint. On an exhale, I turn my thumbs up to the ceiling. Inhale, my palms face the floor. And exhale, my thumbs turn up. So as I move, you guys, I want you to feel the engagement in the front body. So my pubic bone and rib cage are hugging towards each other. So it is tons of ab work. Again, all 10 of the top of my toes are pushing into the floor. One more. Thumbs turn up and hold. So again, recommit to that lift of the lower belly. So there's absolutely no tension in the lumbar spine. Lower back is happy because my lower abs are vigorously working. And on an exhale, my thumbs stay up. I'm going to reach my arms up and overhead as much as I can, maintaining that long, stable lower back. Inhale, arms out to a T. If it's too much, you just keep the arms here. On an exhale, try to take the arms overhead. Keep the shoulders out of your ears. Again, feel more work in your core, not your lumbar spine. Inhale, comes from that pelvic tilt. And exhale, arms overhead. Keep pulling the pubic bone into the floor. Inhale, 3 more. And exhale only as far as you can without tension in the neck or the lower back. And 2 more. Top of the feet pressing from the work in the lower belly. And final one. If you need to stay at a T, you will. If you need to put the hands down, you will. Arms overhead and hold for 3. Hold for 2. Keep pulling the middle together, you guys. So the body tends to arch the back. Pull the pubic bone and rib cage together. One more full breath. And release. And press yourself all the way back into a rest position. Rounding your spine. Knees can be wide, hips sit back. If this is not super comfortable, lie on your back, hug your knees into your chest, and just take a few breaths in your child's pose. Sends more breath across that middle back. Posterior lateral ribcage breathing. And then final breath here. And roll yourself up. And we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. So we're going to come into a cat position. So if you can, you're going to get your wrist right underneath your shoulder. And if your wrists don't like this position, you can do a few things. You can come onto your fists, and or you can just roll up the front of that mat, and or towel, blanket, anything you might have, and put the heel of your hand right on the end. So you're just breaking the wrist less. You have less pressure in the wrist. If you can be flat-handed, you will. And into cat-cow, inhale, we're going to lift the chest and tail. And on the exhale, we're going to round the spine. And breathing in, slide your shoulders down your back, open your chest. And breathing out, round your spine. Mindful not to hunch the shoulders, you guys. You're rounding from rib cage to pubic bone. It's core. Inhale, chest pulls forward. Shoulders are down my back the whole time. Exhale, round from your middle. Lift your waist, lift your ribs, but don't hunch the shoulders forward. 3 more. Breathing in, ground the top of the feet and ankles. And breathing out. Make it feel good. 2 more. And then final one. And come to neutral. Just lift your center, just like we did on our belly, and come to a flat back. So you're constantly pulling your shoulders down away from your ears, like they like to creep up here, especially now, especially today. Slide the shoulders down so you have a connection to your triceps. Take a breath in. Exhale fully, feel the middle lift, and we're gonna rotate on an inhale. So inhale, you're gonna turn open towards me. Lift the hand to the ceiling, spread the hands away from each other. And exhale, put that hand back down on the floor, other way. Inhale to rotate, ground the shins, spin the spine. And exhale, hand comes down. Again, breathing in to rotate. Try not to lean into the shoulder, reach up more, reach up more, reach up more. Breathing out. Inhale, reach up, spread your collarbones apart, shoulder blades apart. And exhale, hand down, few more. So as we turn the chest, you guys, the feet and pelvis stay stable. So my belly button's ideally facing the floor. Again, breathing in to open the chest, sliding the shoulder blades down your back the whole time. And breathing out. 1 more each side. Final one. And pause in the center.
down your back and lifting your middle. So what happens when we're on our hands and our knees is when the shoulders hunch forward and we get too much pressure in the wrists. So keep pulling your shoulders down your back like cobra, like swan, excuse me. I get those two very mixed up. They're the same. Like we did on our belly, the shoulder blades slide down and the collarbones wide. And then like we did on our belly, guys, the belly tends to relax. Can you feel the front body lifting to the back body? So your abs are vigorously working up, like hovering the spine up away from the floor. Reach your right arm forward, thumb up, left leg back, and we hold cat stabilizer. So again, lift your middle more than you think. So the belly button comes to my spine, the ribs come to my spine. Keep sliding 2 shoulder blades down your back, and if you need to take that top arm wider to release the neck, feel free. One more full breath, stretch away from the middle, and release everything all the way down. Second side, opposite arm and leg. Again, push the shin and hand down vigorously into the floor, and feel your front body lift. So it feels like an elevator. Your ribs lift, your waist lifts. Hug the standing hip into the midline so you're not sticking that hip out to the side. So ideally, we're stabilizing the torso, not moving the torso as we lift the arm and the leg. Everything comes down. Inhale, reach the opposite side. And on an exhale, you're going to round the spine like we did earlier in cat-cow and try to hug the knee into the nose. If you fall, it's okay. Inhale, reach and lengthen. So you're going to arch the back. Exhale, round the spine. And if it's too much, you just put the limbs back down. Few more. Breathing in. And breathing out to round. To move with breath. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more, you guys. Breathing in, hold the cat stabilizer. Just put the hand down. Put the toes on the floor like you're going to do a plank with that leg. And you're going to roll into a modified side plank. So the left hand will come up. And here we are. Find your breath. So if you need to pad your knee, you will. If you guys, this doesn't work for the wrist or the knee, you could just lie completely on your side. Pull the middle together. So we have a tendency to arch the back. So I want you to feel the rib cage and the pubic bone coming towards each other. Try not to collapse the waist and put all the weight in the bottom shoulder. Lift your bottom ribs and slide that bottom shoulder down your back. And you might just stay here. Again, if you're feeling too much pressure in the joints, you lie on your side. And we're going to lift that top leg up. So when I lift the leg, I don't want to lose my core, right? That's going to put pressure in my knee and my wrist. I want to keep lifting my underside ribs and sliding that bottom shoulder down my back. So we call this kneeling sidekicks. On an inhale, the leg comes forward. Make it small. On an exhale, the leg comes back. So I'm not moving my torso again. I'm stabilizing my torso. Inhale, leg comes forward. Exhale, leg comes back. When the leg goes behind me, keep the pubic bone tucking forward so you're opening the hip, kind of like shoulder bridge. Inhale. And exhale. Feel the middle work to open the front of that lifted leg. And 2 more. Any range of motion, you guys. Again, if you're feeling your joints more than your core, modify. I gave plenty of options. Keep the leg behind you. Lift your underside rib cage more. Slide your bottom shoulder down your back more. Smile. Have a little fun. And lift the heel up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Use your exhales. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And hands and knees. Awesome, you guys. Second side. Roll the chest open. Other way. So the same arm that's up, that leg extends, and we roll into a modified side plank. And I'm going to turn towards you. So everything on the floor is ideally walking on a tightrope if you can. It's a lot of balance, I know. Pull the middle together. So pull your rib cage and pubic bone towards each other. So you're not back bending, right? You're not sticking the tushy back and the ribs forward. Pull the middle together, and you'll feel less weight in the knee and the hand when you engage the core more. Again, if you need to completely lie on your side, you will. And then if we can, we lift that leg. And when we lift the leg, we don't want to drop more weight into the shoulder or the knee. So continue to lift the underside ribs. Pull the front body together. And inhale, kick the straight leg forward. And exhale, take the leg back. Inhale. And exhale. So as the leg goes behind you, keep the pelvis neutral. Don't let the lower back arch. Breathing in. So you might minimize the movement in order to feel that openness across the right thigh as it moves behind you. 3 more. Make the movement as small as you need to stabilize the core. 2 more. And final 1. Keep the leg behind you. Lift the heel up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8. Keep lifting your underside ribs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and hands and knees. Let's press back into a child's pose. Take a moment. So if your forehead doesn't comfortably reach the floor, you guys feel free to stack your hands and rest your head. And if child's pose is not comfortable, again, lie on your back, hug your knees into your chest. Really sense that posterior lateral ribcage breathing. So with your intention, putting your awareness in your middle back and trying to feel your middle back expand with your inhales. And a sense of releasing tension with your exhales. And then final breath here. And then make your way back onto your hands and knees. Into plank. Sorry, into cat. So cat is plank, right? From head to tail is a plank position. We learned this, and if this is enough for you today, you guys stay here. I want you to feel your core. Shoulder blades on your back, so the triceps are engaged. Front body lifting to the back body. And if you can today, you'll step back and do a full plank. And if full plank is too much, you'll modify. So modifying can look like this. Modifying can look like this. Depends what's bothering you. Yeah, but my body's still in a plank position. You're still there. Keep pulling your shoulders down your back. And whenever we're weight bearing, hang in then you guys, we're still there. Whenever you're weight bearing in the arms, can you guys feel what we did in prone, your belly, where we were rolling the upper arms away from the middle? It's called external rotation of the shoulder. So you want to feel like that upper arm bone is spinning away from the middle. So you're widening the chest and pulling your shoulders down your back. So again, you're connected to the tricep, not so much tension in the wrists, not so much tension in the neck. I know I'm counting your breaths. Final breath. And then let's go into a downward dog. So hips lift up. If it's too much, take a child's pose. If you need to modify, you widen the feet and even bend the knees. Right, find a flat back, find a neutral spine. So you're lifting your sit bones, 3 deep breaths. So remember what I said about the arms. The arms love, the shoulders love to roll forward into your ears. Bend the knees enough to feel like you can widen the chest and slide the shoulders out of your ears so your neck feels free, your chest feels open. Final breath here. And then gently walk your hands back towards your feet into a forward fold. And just allow the head and neck to hang. And cross your forearms for a moment. Take a few deep full breaths here. Just to give in to gravity. Let the head drop, let the middle back release. And if it doesn't feel like a release, you guys, bend the knees more, widen the feet more. And see if you can feel just as much weight standing in your toes as your heels. Find a sense of letting go of tension in the head, shoulders, neck, and middle back. And then drop your arms. Take a breath in. And on an exhale, you're going to roll up to standing. So tailbone goes first. Lower back, middle back, shoulders, and head standing nice and tall. Take a deep breath in and let it go. So let's come and sit. So you're going to sit up on your bottom, and this is hard. Pilates, a lot of the starting positions are very challenging for most people. So I'm not giving as many modifications, but if it's hard for you to sit up here today, again, roll your mat quite a bit and or use some blankets or towels, stack them up. If you have yoga blocks or bolsters, you can sit on those. And again, if you can be an L, kind of like a perfect L shape without a prop, then be it. But if not, use a prop, you'll be happier. Arms straight out in front of you. And we're gonna do spine stretch. So we're gonna roll forward. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, articulate your spine forward and down. Try to keep your hands in line with your shoulders. They like to drop. And try to keep your shoulders pulling onto your back. They like to hunch into your ears. Inhale here. And exhale, roll back up a wall. Tailbone, lower back, middle back, shoulders, and head. Inhale, prepare. So it's articulation of the spine. Exhale, roll forward, one vertebrae at a time. You're trying to articulate the spine. Hands a little higher than you think, in line with the shoulders. Shoulders pull back onto your back. Inhale here. And exhale, roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Let the shoulders drop and the chest lift. So try not to hold yourself up with your shoulders. Drop your shoulders, lift your sternum. Inhale, one more. Exhale, rolling forward and down. Hands higher than you think, shoulders on your backside. Inhale here. And exhale, roll up, one vertebrae at a time, stacking your joints. And pause for a moment. Let the arms drop. So what happens when we're seated, it seems like this should be easy, but it's not, hence my employment. Right, Pilates is all about posture, you guys. Posture's hard. So most of us tend to be here. If the hamstrings are tight, you're gonna wanna sit on something and or bend the knees to get your spine upright. A lot of us are feeling the tension in the neck. Try to drop the shoulders and lift the chest. So watch, just watch one. We're gonna add on. You can do it with me if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale, you're gonna roll forward, one vertebrae at a time. And from here, I'm gonna go from my round to a flat back. So it's kind of like a steamroller, went from my tailbone up through my head. I'm gonna stick my sit bones back, flatten my spine, and my arms are gonna lift up by my ears, palms face each other. So I have a flat back and a straight line from my hands to my hips. If I can't be this far hinged forward, I bend my knees or I come up some. Inhale, get ready. Exhale, roll back up your imaginary wall, round the back. Tailbone first. Lower back, middle back, shoulders, and head. So I'm back to my start position. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, roll off your imaginary wall, peeling the spine forward, rounding the spine forward, hands higher, shoulders on your back. Inhale, flat back, like a steamroller went from your tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. Pause here. So if you guys are not, if it's hard to get a flat back, which it is for most of us, bend the knees some, and or lift your torso some. If you're feeling tension in the neck, widen the arms, keep spinning the palms to face behind you. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll up that imaginary wall, lower back, middle back, shoulders, and head. Last one, inhale. And exhale, roll forward, one vertebrae at a time. And then inhale, flat back. Exhale, round and roll back up. One vertebrae at a time. Stacking your joints. Awesome. You guys lean back for a moment. Shake the legs out. Tough, yes? Again, modify if you need to. I'm playing with too many electrical devices at once. I lost you guys here for a second. So take a moment, take a breath. Okay. Technology, here we go, one more seated. Sit up tall, arms go wide for saw. So again, if you need to modify the seat, you will. On an inhale, you're gonna rotate towards me. And on an exhale, you're gonna reach towards that foot. I don't care if you get anywhere near it. Inhale, roll back up. Exhale, center. You guys drop the shoulders, lift the chest. Inhale, rotate the other way. Exhale, reach towards the foot. Try to keep both sit bones glued to the floor. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, center, drop the shoulders, lift the chest. Inhale, rotate, my tush stays glued to the floor. Exhale, reach, my shoulders stay out of my ears. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, center.
Again, inhale, rotate. And exhale, reach. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, center. One more each side, saw. Inhale, rotate. And exhale, reach. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, center. Final one. Inhale, rotate. And exhale, reach. Inhale, sit. And exhale, center. So because a lot of us sit like this. Can you let the shoulders drop? Can you lift the chest and drop the shoulders? So it's your core supporting you here. Feel the rib cage breathing. Hold your torso, not the hips, not the shoulders, not the neck. Let the breast support your spine. And we bring the legs together for roll downs, arms out in front of you. So if you need to modify this exercise, you can keep the legs wide. You can even bend the knees. I'll start here. Inhale, prepare. And on an exhale, you're going to roll your spine down. And arms will reach up and back overhead. This is a modification. Inhale, lift your head and chest. You can hold on if you need to. And exhale, roll up. The full exercise, the legs stay straight out in front of you. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, peel your spine, tailbone, lower back, middle back. And if you can, the arms stretch over your head, keeping the ribs super glued to the floor. Inhale, lift your head and chest, re-articulate. And exhale, peel up. Stay round in the spine until the shoulders get over the hips and stack up nice and tall. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, articulate. Again, if you need to modify, you bend the knees and just hold on. And if you don't want to go all the way down, or if you can't get back up, don't go all the way down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. And exhale, roll up. So just go as far as you feel like you can get back up today, unless you have a prop, which I didn't suggest because most of us don't. Inhale, get ready. And exhale, articulate. Feel the spine peel, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, lift your head and chest. And exhale, articulate up. And you guys, two more. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, articulate your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, lift your head and chest. And exhale, articulate up. And then final one, breathing in. And breathing out. This time we're going to peel just to the tip of the shoulder blades. So we're going to pause when we get to that chest lift position. And we're going to take two legs to tabletop. Hold your legs with your hands. Make sure you're all the way up off the shoulder blades. Relax your shoulders. Relax the front of the hips. And two hands on the top of your knees. Kind of drive your thighs down. And we're going to go into double leg stretch. So on an inhale, you're going to reach the arms and legs away from you. Exhale, the arms make an angel in the snow when you come back to your start position. Inhale, reach and lengthen, stay off your shoulder blades. And exhale, come back in. So the feet can go higher if it's too intense. Inhale. And exhale, you can skip the arms if you're feeling the neck. Inhale, three more. And exhale. Two more, breathing in. And out. One more, breathing in. And out, pause. We're going to stay off the shoulder blades. If you need a break, just take it. One leg out to straight for single leg stretch. Inhale, switch. And exhale, switch. You have to lift up off the mid-back, right? You have to feel the breath in the back body. Feel how the core stabilizes you guys and you're releasing the hips. For three. Three, if you need a break, take it. One more. Pause the legs, hands behind your head. We're going to move into crisscross, opposite armpit to knee. So I'm still off my shoulder blades. Inhale, switch. And exhale, switch. Inhale, armpit to knee. Try not to pull with the hands. Let the head come with the chest. So we turn the middle back via the breath. If you need a break, you'll take it. If you need to hold on, you can hold on. For three. Three. Two, final one, and hug everything in, rest down, take a breath, and let it go. Curl your head and chest up and rock on your spine. And let's come on all the way up and back onto all fours.
Again, plant the hands and pull the shoulders down away from the ears, and we're gonna step back into plank. And you guys, if plank is too much today, the same work can be done with your knees down. So we're gonna do some hip extension or leg pull front, and it can be done from here. If we can, we're starting in plank, and we're gonna rest the top of the right foot on the mat. We're moving just from the thigh bone. On an exhale, we lift the leg for 5, tap, 4, tap, 3, tap, keep your middle lifted, 2, and 1, and anchor that foot. Second side, top of the foot on the mat, exhale, lift for 5, tap, 4, tap, 3, tap, middle lifted, 2, shoulders down, 1, 2 feet down, hold, and downward dog. Take a deep full breath here. And sigh it out. One more full breath. Feel those upper arms spin away from the middle. And sigh it out. And then inhale, come forward to plank. Pull the shoulders down your back, lift your middle. And we're gonna make our way into a side plank. So full side plank is too much. You can go back into that original modified side plank we did earlier, right? And if it's your wrists, you guys, you can do the shape from your forearms. Yeah, so we're all gonna make our way into a side plank. Forearms are harder, but we'll definitely protect your wrist. So if you can start from full side plank, and let's roll towards me. So in Pilates, it's a bit easier than yoga, believe it or not. We take this front foot and stamp it on the mat. So that's gonna be a little more support. Lift your underside ribs, slide your shoulders down your back, and pull your middle together, you guys. So most of us back bend. It's not a back bend. Pull the ribs and pubic bone together. 2 breaths. Again, if you need to modify, do. If you want to make it harder, you can stack the feet. 1 more full breath. And then into plank. Slide the shoulders down. Second side. So I'm on the outer edge of the bottom foot, the front foot, the sole of the foot is in the floor. Hold and breathe. So again, too often, you guys, we back bend. So imagine you are, and pull your rib cage and pubic bone together. So the more you engage your middle and kind of get your torso in that neutral position, the less pressure you're gonna have on the wrist. 2 more breaths, any variation is perfect. Final breath. And then back into plank. Full breath in plank. And downward dog, hips lift. Take a few deep breaths. Mindful of the standing in the arms, you guys, don't allow the shoulders to roll forward. Upper arm, hands are planted, and your upper arms can spin away from the middle, widening the chest. Take a final full breath here. And then walk your hands back towards your feet into a forward fold. Let the head hang. Cross the forearms. And find a sense of release. So whatever forearm you guys put on top, just flip it. Stick the other one on top. Do something different. Allow the head and neck to release, and if you don't feel a release, bend the knees more, widen the feet more. Take a few deep, full, natural breaths and just give in to gravity. Then allow the head and neck to release. Last few breaths in your forward fold. And then drop your arms, let it all go. Take a deep full breath in. And exhale, roll yourself up to standing. 1 vertebrae at a time, stacking your joints. Take a breath. And let it go. And let's sit back on our bottom. Bend your knees, take your feet about shoulder width apart, and hold the back of your legs. So again, a lot of us are gonna have a hard time getting the spine straight here because the hips are a little tight. So hold on and try to pull your chest up. And from here, keep holding on, but just tilt your spine back at about a 45-degree angle. So try to let your neck be in line with your spine. And then your hands are gonna come down and they're not behind you. They are behind you, but they're on the outside of your body. So you don't wanna squeeze them in tight behind you. They're kind of lined up with your outer hips. And I like my fingertips pointing out to the side. It feels better on my shoulders. You can totally turn them all the way around. That's a little much for me today. Again, if your shoulders are open or feeling open today, feel free to flip the hands all the way. Otherwise, fingertips point straight out to the side. Now pop the chest up. See how my chest is lifting to my chin? And now pull the ribs back into your spine. And on your next breath, let's lift up into a reverse table. So you're trying to make a reverse table from head to knees. If you can, look straight up and pull the crown of the head back away from your knees. If it's too much on your neck, just kind of gaze forward at your belly. Feel the weight in your feet. You guys feel the inner edge of the feet grounded as much as the outer edge of the feet. Lengthen your tailbone towards the back of your knees. Feel the whole front side of your hips and body open. 2 more breaths. Final breath. And have a seat. Sitting back up, bring the feet all the way together, squeeze the knees together and round your spine. So I want my shoulders over my hips and I want to round my spine, kind of like a very shallow C shape, right? What most people do here is this, kind of hunch the upper back and round the shoulders. So I want it to be that ab work that we've done a lot of. Pull the ribs and waist in and round your spine, you guys. Now hug the knees in, come to your tippy toes. Gaze at your belly button. Get ready to have a little fun. Inhale, you're gonna roll back to the tip of your shoulder blades. And exhale, you're gonna roll back up. If you can need to tap the floor with the toes, you will. If you can keep the toes hovered, you will. So it's rolling like a ball. I'm not throwing my head back, I keep my eyes looking down. Tuck your tail, inhale, roll. Exhale, try to stop without touching the floor or moving the shape, right? So you're keeping the ball shape in the body the best you can. Start from a pelvic tilt, tuck your tail under, rock to the tip of your shoulder blades. And exhale to come up, 2 more. Inhale, slower you go, the more you're gonna use your core. It's totally okay if you're learning to speed it up and use momentum. 1 more. Pause. So we're gonna stick with this. If you wanna add on, if this is easy for you, you've done it a million times, it's working today, grab the outside of the ankles and take the legs to tabletop. So I'm rounding my lower back, gazing at my belly. My movement starts from a pelvic tilt, and I exhale to come up. So wherever the legs are is perfect, you guys. Inhale, tuck your tail, roll. Use your exhale to come up. And lift your chest. Inhale, tuck your tail to roll. Use your exhale. Lift the chest, but stay round in the lower back. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. So stay with me. If you guys hate it, do some pelvic peels or roll downs, do any articulation exercise. Sometimes we need to double our mats on this because the spine doesn't like it. If you can straighten the legs, you straighten the legs. So this is called open leg rocker. Watch how my pelvis starts the movement, not my upper back. Tailbone under. Exhale, roll back up. Lift your chest and pause. Inhale, tuck your tail. Whatever with the legs is great, you guys. Exhale up and pause. Final one. Inhale, laugh a little. Exhale. Pause wherever you're at. You guys, the legs can be bent. They can be on the floor if you need to. Release the arms. Right, so I can be here. This is core, a lot of core for most of us. If you can hover the legs or straighten the legs, you will. 3 breaths. Pull the belly in, lift the chest. 2 breaths. Final breath. Cross your legs and step back into a plank. Final plank. 3 full breaths. Open your chest. Lift your middle. 2 deep full breaths. And downward dog. Let the head go. Pull the root of the thighs back. Feel that rotation in the arms so there's space in the neck. And 2 more full breaths in downward dog. And then 1 more time, you guys gently walk your hands back towards your feet into that forward fold. And let the arms totally hang. Let the shoulders drop into the ears. And find a sense of release. And if you're not feeling release in the middle back, bend your knees more. And take another few deep, full breaths in. And just thank yourself for showing up. Thank yourself for trying your best. All the benefit of the practice comes from the effort you put in. Doesn't matter if you ever do the shapes or the poses. Trying gives you just as much benefit. Again, last breath, let any extra tension just seep out of the crown of the head into the floor. And take a deep, full breath in. And on an exhale, roll yourself up. 1 vertebrae at a time, stacking your joints. Take a deep, full breath in, reach overhead. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Awesome work, you guys. Thank you for playing. I miss you all. Have a beautiful day.